where the fun begins.
Hello there. How's it going?
Hey everyone, Hybrid Toy Reviews here, and today I want to do a comparison among all 5 B1 battle droids that Hasbro has given us so far, as well as later on in the video, talk about 5 more repaints I'd like to see. I very recently reviewed the Tan B1 and talked about how I very much like this sculpt, and I think it is a underused sculpt. The fact that we are like 6 years into this sculpt and we only have 5 different battle droids when there are so many different variations that Hasbro could give us, easy variations. So I'm super excited to get into this. Let's go ahead and start ranking the 5 B1 battle droids. Alright, let's start with the ranking. Now, I'd like to point out before we get into this, none of these are bad figures. I love this base body, and this is also a list that is entirely 100% based on my opinion, which means that this list and your list may completely, totally vary, and that is A-okay. So let's be respectful in the comments, and let's get into it. So for number 5, I'm going to place the Jedi Survivor B1. There is nothing wrong with this figure. I actually keep one of these on my desk as just kind of my fidget figure, and it's just not a super iconic look. Jedi Survivor is a great video game. There's nothing wrong with any of the troops in that game, but just, you know, I think of battle droids, and this isn't what comes to mind. This is a non-separatist. He's been reprogrammed, you know, to be part of some, like, gangster crime lords militia, and that's cool. But I kind of prefer my separatist forces battle droids, so this one seems like a bit of an outlier. So we're going to put him off to the left, so we're going to do number 5 to number 1. All right, for spot number 4, and this one is kind of more on semantics, is the heavy battle droid from Battlefront 2. I would love to put this figure at a higher place. I absolutely would love to be able to say that this is better. And objectively, the paint scheme and the weathering is really nice. I love the copper paint on this guy. It has a little bit of a metallic sheen to it. I mean, this guy is objectively a great deco. My issue comes with the accessories on this guy, right? So he comes with the standard Battle Droid Blaster, which he would never ever use in the game. And he comes with the First Order Heavy Blaster, which is a custom weapon option. In the game, you can never give him that blaster. It's just not an option. You could give him the Heavy Blaster from the First Order Troopers, but I always prefer my canonical looks, right? So this blaster means nothing to me. And in the game, you can also give him the Stormtrooper long rifle, which you cannot give him in the game, is the default blaster for the Empire, so you cannot give it to other classes, so it does not work for him. The game has a default heavy battle droid blaster, which is this one, which I had to get resin 3D printed and paint for every one of these that I got. And my thing is, you should have taken away that blaster, you should have taken away these 2 blasters and put that budget towards sculpting the actual blaster that he uses in the game. And so it annoys me that I had to take these extra steps. Now, this was like the second Gaming Greats figure we got. It was before they were giving us custom weapons. I totally get it. There wasn't a lot of faith in the line. But even so, when it happened, I wish that he had been given the gun that he just should have had from the beginning. So that is why he places so low. If you don't do some custom stuff and give him the blasters that he should have, you're not going to have the look that you really want. In spot number 3 is the Republic Commando B1. This is a really cool design, really obscure, because in the game they do look different, but it's something that you never really think about, right? They are a gray with a lot of like orange splatter all over them. I don't really know if there's any lore reason, if they were Geonosis droids that lost their paint or whatever throughout the war, which would actually be like metal as frick. But these guys look dope. In my mind, I picture these as like just like droids that have been like left, you know, in like facilities, you know, and they've kind of like lost their marbles a bit. Like they look chaotic and stuff. They look very very cool. I love these. This droid is actually the one. I guess I've got a tie now, but I had more of this battle droid than any other one. I had 5. I think I finally have 5 tan ones now. But I really love the look of this guy. He's really cool and just a little unhinged. It's that black paint around the eyes. So I really love the Republic Commando B1. I'm pretty satisfied with how these guys turned out. And so now, of course, from what's left, we're getting into the iconics. In spot number 2, I'm bringing in the Geonosis B1. It is a classic. I've never actually cared about the reddish orange, like clay colored B1s. And there's no reason that I didn't. I was just like, you see him in the Battle of Geonosis, and that's it for the entirety of the Clone Wars. But this figure is really cool. He's very well done, and he has a lot of weathering. I mean, all of these have weathering. Well, not the Jedi Survivor, but all of the Separatist-aligned ones have weathering. And I love how these have turned out. This is definitely a great one, and one that I'm happy to have as many as I do. I think I'm at 4 of this guy. And so it's just a really cool look. I really like the figure. So that's where I am there. And now, of course, you know what spot number 1 is going to be. We're going to go with the classic, the tan B1, going all the way back to 99 and the Phantom Menace. I've always loved the tan battle droids. It has just been a iconic army trooper for years. And Hasbro absolutely nailed it when they gave us this figure, the first battle droid that they gave us. It has a good amount of weathering. It's subtle, but it's done nice. Little blast scorches here and there and scrapes. I'm really happy with this figure, and I think it takes that number 1 place well. Now, as I said, this is entirely just my opinion on all of this, and there are, you could say there's right and wrong opinions, but this is where I'm at. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is my order of preference on these guys. I'm just super happy that we've gotten these.
But I'm not done yet!
Alright, now that I've ranked the 5 that we already have, I gotta tell you my top 5 battle droids I'd like to see them make. The nice thing about all these is that there's no required parts made. It's just repaints of the existing mold, something that they should be doing, that they've started to get into doing with clones, and hopefully we'll start seeing some new battle droid variants. So in my 5th spot, I'd like to see them do the training battle droids. The white battle droids from Kamino that the clones were, training, sighting in on. Maybe it'd be cool if they did a 3-pack or something, if they did like 2 of these and like a super battle droid, or maybe like a super one of these and a droidica, like just like a big like store exclusive. But honestly, I'd be okay with just getting the single pack battle droids. I think it'd be neat. That'd be a neat variant, something that is fun to play as sometimes on Battlefront 2 also, so you could call it a Gaming Greats if you had to, if you wanted to make it a GameStop exclusive or something. From there, I would like to see the Security B1 battle droids. These are basically just a normal tan battle droid with a red chest. I am shocked that we haven't gotten some of these like ranked battle droid, like versions, because they're just repaints. It's not one that you'd want to army build. I wouldn't want like a ton of these security guys, but I'd absolutely buy like 2. I think that'd be a good number. In my 3rd most wanted spot, I'd like to see the pilot with the blue torso. Now, this could definitely be done as a Gaming Greats. Maybe give it like the little welder, call it like a classic Battlefront 2, pilot, where it's just a blue torso, tan head, and limbs. I think it'd be really cool. Give it a blaster, that little hand welder piece. It'd be perfect. In my number 2 spot, I'd like to see the Commander. Now, I have commissioned customs from Commander Cook so that this hole in my shelf has been filled. I'd happily buy an additional if it was officially made by Hasbro, however. And I think the Commander is just a missing appearance. The fact that they won't do a full repaint like the pilot or the security or the training, maybe. But Commander, cast it in tan plastic and put a yellow dot on the dude? Like, what's going on, Hasbro? And then, in my number 1 spot, just because I think they'd be cool, and it could go either way, either do the Clone Wars camouflage or the Kashyyyk camouflage battle droids. Or do both. Why not? Maybe this is actually a 6 most wanted, and then these could alternate in 1st or 2nd. But I think camouflage battle droids would be dope. I definitely would prefer the Clone Wars version, just because I had that figure as a kid, but I totally get if they went with the Kashyyyk look. The Kashyyyk look, because there's a couple different variants depending on whether you're playing as like an officer, or a sniper, or a specialist, or whatever. Like, that would be a cool Gaming Greats multi-pack. But in the Clone Wars one, they kind of all sort of had the same deco. They'd all kind of look the same. So it could go either way. But those are my 5 most wanted battle droid repaints. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the end of video stuff, and I'll catch you next time. Until then, may the force be with each and every one of you, and goodbye.